I hear say the political parties within Nigeria then one march unto say make them fit defeat APC. Now waiting we hear. That is Labour Party, PDP, and whether na NMPC or be UNPP, I don't know. They say they won't march together so that 2027 APC go just pack the go. Meanwhile, I no go vote because this one where I vote no can, but I want to just talk about this matter small. And make we look at the problem. Now really, waiting to solve the problem, I mean, now to merge. You get what our people they call nkeka, Iberiberism. If you look at how the last election went, do you think it is merging the political parties that was the problem? Okay, so that they will have a massive strength. Maybe something like what happened when Buhari came in 2015. But I don't think that is the case now. Let me tell you, here are the problems. Here are the problems. One, the problems we have in this country, even though during the time of Jonathan, a northern man seems to have, they did whatever they want to do. But ask yourself, who appoints INEC chairman? The president, the sitting president. And not just INEC chairman, some other officials that works with INEC. In case you don't know about INEC, INEC is Independent National Electoral Commission. Supposed to be independent too, but it is not independent. It is independent in the at the surfaces, just for public, consumption. In the news. So who appoints INEC chairman? The only thing the House does, or maybe the House of Assembly, what they do is to approve. Who appoints the chairman? So, with your mega party, now look at what happened in the last election. What happened in the last election? You remember what happened? Voters intimidation is there. Will your mega party stop voters intimidation? There are certain polling units in some states that certain people are asked that they are told that they cannot vote unless they are voting certain people. What happened? Nothing. It was as if the police was calm. Oh, provide evidence. The evidence are all there. We saw the videos. The people voted. There were occasion ballot box snatching and the rest of them. Even prior to the election, before the election, a lot of people don't get PVCs. They don't get PVCs. Some register them instead of returning it to them. Some renew their own. Some register instead of getting it and returning, the new one, renewed one to people who register. We saw a lot of PVCs. Some inside canal, some inside toilet pit, some inside gutter. Now some people say they go form. I'm coming to I would say some other things. That one alone has disenfranchised some people from voting. People from a particular region. So what will Mega Party do? Then the election happened. After the election, we saw how some collations were done in some places. Certain political party representatives were, them beat them, pursue them during collation. And pursue them out. Then, collation officers for different states, those professors, I know they value them again. That if you mention anything professor today, just they look you. Professor what? Professor need professor call. If you mention anything professor today, they me like that's no more respect for anything called professor. You understand? So for those who say professor, oh, the collation returning officer, that will not solve it. At the end of the day, INEC announced whatever. And Nigerian constitution is that INEC cannot reverse it. For example, this we are talking about the presidential. The person will be sworn in. Then the person would have assumed powers of now the incumbency, the person you are contending with. And there is no plan to amend it now. No. These guys are now planning towards amending it that the electoral law has to be, there are certain things they need to rework in the electoral law so that until it is resolved, the dispute surrounding the election is resolved, nobody can be sworn in. They are not yet ready to resolve that. Too. They are forming mega party again. These guys, they are not yet ready. Somebody was sworn in, even though there are questions if he actually won. You're talking about you have to win Abuja. At least you have to get certain percentage in Abuja, Federal Capital Territory, for you to win. Was it observed in the last election? But INEC went ahead and announced, say so person win. And the person they sworn, the person was sworn in. The person was sworn in, then it was after the person was sworn in that they went to court. Now, if you go to court again, they tell you go to court. What will the judiciary do? They tell you go to court. What will the judiciary do? What will you do about a bribed judiciary? What can you do if the judiciary are opposed to? Because most of the time now, despite the Nigerians are being disenfranchised, now they vote. The ones who manage vote, they vote where they manage vote. Now, INEC announce anything, they don't care about. INEC choose. Because Nigeria now is a case of people vote, INEC will now choose again. Then the court will now validate what INEC choose. What can you do about the courts? So these guys who are merging political parties, I think it's a waste of time. It is a big waste of time. These things I mentioned are the problems. We're not supposed to go fix them. We're not supposed to work on those things first. Say, president no go to appoint INEC chairman. They should be like their own organization, not influence at all. Then, say, somebody no go dey sworn in until electoral dispute they resolve, just like Kenya and what Ghana did. The other things. So, the court supposed to deal with these matters before somebody is sworn in. You understand? So, without having, fix all of this, there's nothing you can do. Your mega party cannot save you. INEC will again announce within the like. The court again, their courts, because they tell you, go to court, will validate it, and their army will support them. There's nothing you can do. So these guys where they merge, I'm surprised Peter Obi is, I don't know if he's involved. Meanwhile, it's announced by Otomi, a member of Labour Party. That is foolishness for me. These are not the problem. After a PDP in the last election, an LP pulled so much weight that could match APC. But what happened? It is not mega party that will solve the problem. What will solve the problem is those ones we mentioned earlier. You have to correct them first. Correct them. Where the fault is coming from. Without correcting all of this, amending the electoral laws so that nobody will be sworn in until disputes are properly settled, not just anyhow settlement. Can you imagine even the Labour Party had to beg for the CTC of the court judgment? Were they actually ready? Perhaps they are not ready. So we are going to touch the judiciary. We are going to touch several bodies if you want to fix this. So that is what I'm about to say.